Hello, my name is Anthony. I'm going to be doing a trach suction video today. This is my patient. I'm going to come in, I'm going to knock, introduce myself, explain what I'm going to be doing today, trach suctioning. I'm going to identify him with two patient identifiers via this imaginary wristband right here, and I'm going to compare it to the MAR and make sure I got the right person for the right job. I in fact do. Once I got that taken care of, I'm going to ask for any pain he may be in. If there's no pain, if there was any pain, we would go ahead and give him some pain medication before we started. I'm going to ask for any allergies. I'm going to pay attention to the respiratory status, including his O2 sat. So he's at 99%. He's okay. He's good to go. He doesn't need any kind of supplemental oxygen. I'm going to listen to him, see if there's any kind of I just kind of want to know whether there's any rhonchi, any kind of mucus buildup there, because that is what we're doing it for, buildup in the lungs. I want to assess for any kind of abnormality in the rise and fall of his chest, and I do want to let him know also that he may not be in pain now. He may not need to give him any pain medication now, but if he does start to feel pain during the process at any point in time, he can go ahead and put his hand into a fist, raise it, and that's my signal. That's our communication signal for stopping and giving a break, giving pain medication, whatever it may be. So from there, I'm going to raise the bed into a good working height, lower the side rail on my side, raise that one, and a real important point, I'm going to make sure that I check the suction, because for our purposes, there are ranges for the suction and how high it can be. So this is an adult, it can't be any higher than 150 millimeters of mercury. For a child, it can't be any higher than 125. For an infant, it can't be any higher than 100. And for a neonate or 0 to 1 month, it can't be any higher than 80. So we're good with that. We got the oxygen good to go, pain meds not needed at the moment, allergies are taken care of. So from there, we have semi-Fowler's position because he's conscious. So he's quiet, he's conscious. So we're good to go on that. Now what we're going to do is going to come over, we're going to perform manual hygiene, and we're going to kind of set our supplies up by just kind of opening and preparing for the sterile part. We aren't going to touch anything inside because we are not sterile, so we're just touching the outer parts of it and the outer 1-inch border, so that we can open the things. Okay. So another note real quick is that we would have goggles on, we would have a face mask on, and I have the goggles, but unfortunately the face mask escaped me somehow and grew legs and ran. And maybe I'm the problem. My sheet to put over his chest, just in case anything got on him, has also grew legs and ran. So for that I apologize, but I'm verbalizing that I would in fact have a face mask on, I would have goggles on, and he would have a sort of protectant cover just in case any fluids or any kind of secretions got out, and that way he doesn't get dirty. So we have that taken care of, he's good to go there. Also, last one, this is going to be the tubing that I'm connecting the suction catheter and actually the white port end of the suction catheter into, this red thing right here. So that's what I'm going to grab with my non-dominant hand when it comes time. So I'm going to come over here, already perform hand hygiene. I have opened this, only touching the outside. I'm going to go ahead and grab this saline, open the cap, discard a little bit, and then pour some of that into the container for use here coming up. Okay, so I'm going to keep that right there. I already have that open. Now what I'm going to do is put on sterile gloves. So I'm going to perform hand hygiene, right? Open up the sterile glove packaging, being sure not to touch the inside of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and, well, before I do that, I'm going to pull my sleeves up just in case. All right, and then I'm going to perform hand hygiene again. Great. Now I'm going to come over here and put on my gloves. So obviously this isn't perfect fit, so I'm going to go ahead and fix it now that both of my hands are sterile. Okay, so now we're good to go. We're going to keep our hands above our waist. We're not going to touch anything that is not sterile. I'm going to move that out of the way. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to this other kit we have. I'm going to pick it up. I can't pick it up because I am sterile. I'm going to grab the end, and I'm going to make sure that as I grab this, I'm not touching the sort of end part of it that's going to be inserted into the tracheostomy itself. So don't want to touch that at all. You kind of want to loop it so that it, you kind of just avoid it flailing everywhere. Okay, so from here, sorry, trying to get it secure. Okay, so from here, this is where you want to make sure you're using your non-dominant hand, grabbing this, which is going to make your non-dominant hand no longer sterile. So you're going to grab that, and you're going to connect it to your suction catheter, and use your non-dominant thumb to occlude the white port when need be. Okay, so now that I have that taken care of, I'm going to come over here to that area where I poured the sterile saline in to make sure that I have suction to lubricate it, and we're good to go on both points. So now, really important part is we're not going to touch anything outside of this tracheostomy, because obviously you want to keep it sterile. So as we put it in, right, we want to slide it in carefully with the dominant hand. Once we get it in there, we're going to start tapping, turning, and pulling out, making sure we don't touch anything else with it. Okay, we're going to come back over here, sort of rinse it off, get all that mucus off, and we're going to give 30 to 60 seconds in between each pass. No more than 3 passes, 30 to 60 seconds in between each pass, and the duration of the pass, we're going to say up to 10 seconds, right? No longer than 10 seconds. So no longer than 10 seconds per pass, 30 to 60 seconds in between each pass, and no more than 3 total passes. So we're going to do another pass just to make sure we get all the secretion. So we're coming in, not touching anything outside. Once we have it in, we're going to start the tap as we come back out. Okay, we're good to go. We're going to come back over here, rinse it off. We're going to assess. So hey, do you feel like your breathing is a little easier? Are you in any pain? No, his O2 saturation is good. There's no problems. It seems as though we've done a good enough job. We don't need to go to the 3rd pass. So what we're going to do is we're pretty much complete with the trach suctioning. Now we're going to ball this up and trap it in our right glove. Okay, and then that's going to be placed. Obviously I wouldn't do that if that was really connected to the wall, because it would have gone over the sort of the top side of the bed. But here we're going to have this. We're going to discard. Okay, now a really important part as well. We're going to assess for pain again. We're going to assess the respiratory status. So is there any labored breathing? What's the O2 saturation? At any point in time during this procedure, the O2 saturation dropped, we would have given supplemental oxygen. If at any point in time there was pain, we would have stopped giving pain medication. If at any point in time he was stressed and he just wanted to stop, we would have done that as well. But we're going to listen to his breathing. We're going to pay attention to how that's looking from the outside. We're going to ask for any pain medication. We're going to return to a comfortable working position. We're going to raise the side rails, lower the bed, then lower the side rails. We're going to document. We're going to perform hand hygiene. We're going to, like I said, we're going to document, and we're going to come back and reassess let's say in 30 minutes, just to make sure they're still doing okay. Clean up my supplies, and we're good to go.